This is the show your college professor warned you about. Prepare to be triggered. You're listening to The Patriarchy with Ian and Sal.
Hello, comrades. Welcome to episode 10, part 2 of Patriarchy show. My name is Ivanovich Zvekvodovich, co-host Salvatorievich Fedorovich. How you doing, Fedorovich?
I'm doing okay. My name is Sal. I'm not Russian. I'm just a Russian sympathizer.
Very good.
I love Mother Russia.
We must do it for Putin.
And I love your Russian mother.
Everybody loves my Russian mother. Now, why are we playing the Russian song? Why are we playing the Russian anthem now? What's going on?
Mother Russia is hacking the DNC.
Are they?
They're hacking the
Sure.
DNC. It's a ploy. They are actually Guccifer 2.
Russia's Guccifer 2.
Yes.
Who was Russia Guccifer 1?
I don't know. But why would they? This is the claim by a lot of people in the media now. Why? What is their game plan?
I don't know. Because I thought Hillary and Putin were buddy-buddy.
That's what I thought.
From what I understood about the whole uranium deal. So why screw that up with Trump winning? Maybe there was a falling out?
That could be possible. I mean,
Maybe. I mean, America. We do influence a lot of elections. People complain about Russia influencing elections. We're not saints, you know. That's for sure. Far from being saints when it comes to that sort of thing.
I mean, have you ever heard of Allah Pundit at hotair.com?
I think so. Yeah.
He says that.
Uh-oh.
He questions why would Russia hack the DNC and try and help Donald Trump win when they already, when they can have Hillary in there already, when they already have the relationship with her, like you said.
Yeah.
And they can blackmail the hell out of her.
Yeah, hold it over her head. Everything, Clinton Foundation, everything. And apparently, according to whatever security firm they hired, the Russian, quote-unquote Russian hackers were there for about a year. Fucking no. So that's why I don't know about the whole Russian hacker thing, because there's so much. People saying this one thing, WikiLeaks pretty much saying it wasn't, but not saying it was at the same time. But you can't trust them either. Snowden and getting asylum. So I have no idea. No, I don't think anybody knows. They're just it's all conjecture at this point.
There is the thought put out there that possibly Putin is still angry with Hillary Clinton because after the 2011 elections in Russia, the legitimacy of that election was questioned by Hillary.
Could be, but even after that, what was it? Trying to see, in 2013. I'm quoting a New York Times article from 2015 called, what's it titled? Cash Flow to Clinton Foundation Amid Russian Uranium Deal. So this has happened in 2013. Let me see, where was the paragraph that I wanted to read? That pretty much summed most of it up. At the heart of the tale are several men, leaders of the Canadian mining industry, who have been major donors to the charitable endeavors of former President Bill Clinton and his family. Members of that group built, financed, and eventually sold off to the Russians a company that would become known as Uranium One. So, all this stuff happened, all these deals, and money was exchanged, and let's see, foreign cash, and apparently got $250 million in assets. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. American political campaign in days. Yeah, so, it looks like they were buddy-buddy. money went from Uranium One to Rosatom, which is a Russian energy company, Russian owned. So yeah, no, the Clintons and the Russians are in bed. So I don't see why, and it would make more sense. So now they're in bed, they're buddy, so they already have that going on for them. And then even further that relationship, they can blackmail her and go, hey, look, we got the email of you saying you finger Homer Abilene. Something, I don't know. You lick Iranian in the buttholes. So you either give us uranium, or we release to WikiLeaks.
The bottom line is, and to quote Hillary Clinton, what difference does it make at this point?
What difference does it make?
Because, I mean, this is probably the smartest thing that Reince Priebus said ever. Mm-hmm. But he said the Russians didn't write these emails. WikiLeaks did not write these emails. The DNC wrote these emails. Yeah,
when it comes down to it.
So the bottom line is, right now the whole Russian thing is a deflection.
Right. Yeah, and that's, I think that was must have been the talking points when people were trying to talk about the leaked emails that went out. I guess, what was that, Saturday night when I started getting accused of being a Russian?
Yes.
I lived in New Jersey my whole life. I'm not a Russian. So let me see. I have it on newmediacentral.net in the article commies, and then hashtag Bernie must disavow, because we were getting the Bernie must disavow hashtag going around.
Yeah, man.
Because honestly, it was bullshit what happened to him. Not to him, but to his supporters who invested $27 donations each, totaling about $200 million. So one person say, we know Trump and his Russian buddies behind this, fuck off. So that was very nice of that person. First they told me to stay in my lane, and I said, my lane is America. They told me to fuck off.
My lane, I love that.
My lane is America. And then someone wrote, following bouncing ball. 1, Trump in debt and gets Russian money. 2, Trump says he likes Putin. 3, Trump goes anti-NATO. 4, Russia hacks TNC email. Connecting those dots with absolutely no information. Trump is in debt? How do you know that?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Here's another one. Everybody needs to consider the source of the WikiLeaks DNC email information, manipulation by Russia to influence our election. So yeah, I guess that was the whole thing that was going on the 23rd, that night of the 23rd, was Russia did it. So again, like you said, deflect and blame Russia. I mean, American politicians have been blaming Russia since the Soviet Union formed, really. So it's nothing new. Been doing it for almost 100 years.
And as a matter of fact, Russia, it's not a big surprise, even if it was the Russians that did this, because in every time there is some kind of news report or debate on cyber warfare, the Russians and the Chinese are always brought up. They know that the Russians have been poking around.
Sure.
And,
everyone pokes around in everyone else's business, for God's sake. Stop. I went on a minor tweet storm about that, about talking about how, we deal with Saudi Arabia, heavily, and they have some of the worst human rights records ever. They're a theocracy monarchy, and people are complaining about Russia.
Exactly.
It's fucking retarded. Stop being holier than thou. Like Eric Erickson was complaining about it. Stop. Bunch of assholes.
You really love that Eric Erickson.
I fucking hate that guy. Hate him. So what I was doing today on Twitter was I was just like tweeting random numbers and symbols to different Russian government accounts. And I changed my name to Comrade Ian on Twitter. I don't know, just to piss people off, because it's annoying. I mean, and you even have conservatives talking about, Russia, like Louise Mensch or whatever her name is. She was an MP in the UK for 2 years, and now she comments on American politics. I don't know why, but she does.
Who knows?
She's the editor-in-chief of Heat Street, which is which is owned by News Corp, which is owned by an Australian. So talking about foreign influence. You got Australians and English people influencing American elections. Sal. We got Russia. We got Australia. We got the UK. Enough's enough, I say.
That's unfounded. That's not true.
There's all true.
Foreign influences. No way.
Foreign influences. Yep. Because,
There's a lot of foreign influence in the DNC convention this week with all the undocumented people speaking.
Yeah, that's for sure. So you used the proper term, didn't you? Undocumented. You didn't say illegal. Look at you. You're getting all PC Sal. That should be your new Twitter name, PC Sal. I'm gonna make a parody account, PC Sal, where you just say nice things to people.
that would be fucking funny.
It's just PC Sal. I may disagree with you, but you have every right to disagree with me. A happy face. Instead of you, because you just yell cunt at people on Twitter.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but seriously, I wrote, I'm not defending Russia, but hypocrisy is too much. We deal with Saudi Arabia, one of the worst human rights violators, but Russia is somehow worse. We use Chinese labor to produce our goods. The political expediency on the right and the left to rush and blame Russia for all the world's woes is absurd. Admit it. You support Clinton or hate Trump. Stop pretending to have no bias. The media here, after seeing the emails, can be just as bad as Soviet-era Pravda. Fucking cut it out. Never Trumpers want Clinton for some of the war machine money, and Dems and Democrats just want their team to win. This is why Trump will win. People are shaking the cognitive dissonance indoctrinated by schools and media. The hypocrisy reeks of desperation. Seriously, please explain how this is not hypocritical. Seems the left wing and anti-Trump forces are now using Russia as a scapegoat, playing holier than thou card. Yep. There are bastards in the world over. Saudi Arabian kingdom happens to be one of the worst bastards on the globe. So that was my little minor Twitter rant.
You're absolutely right. You know how I listen to Mark Levin every night?
Oh! Line 2, go!
On the way home.
My dog died! Sprite and Pepsi!
I don't know if Pepsi's dead.
I killed him! I choked him with my bare hands when Ted Cruz lost! Line! Pepsi, go!
That's exactly how he sounds. But you made a great point because I don't know out of nowhere all of a sudden Mark Levin has a major hard-on for the Russians.
For the Russians or against the Russians?
Well, against. But
okay. Well,
he is a straight up warmonger, and he would love whatever administration is in there in the next 100 and some odd days. By the way, there's a little countdown on the website. I'm going to take it off though because it's corny. But
you don't like it?
I don't know. We'll see what people think.
All right, newmediacentral.net. Tell us what you think of the corny little countdown clock. So you already suggested that it's corny, so people are going to say it's corny.
Well, let's see how much influence they have.
All right.
But yeah, he went off on a tangent yesterday about Russia and how it's just he's ridiculous. He sucks. Oh. But I have to listen to him because I like to get that side's take on it, and by that
the
cuck
side,
the cucky warmongering Zionist side.
Wow. The view from the Jew. No,
the great one.
The great one. Is that what he is?
That's what everyone calls him.
I don't call him that.
Well, he even calls himself the great one.
That's nice. Yeah, so that's confidence there. Good for him. I'm sure he's making a lot of money yelling and trying to start wars with Russia. Because, I don't want my kids, and I don't want your kids. I'm sure you don't want our kids fighting World War III with Russia. That would be terrible. But that's Hillary Clinton. Everyone thinks it's the opposite. Everyone thinks World War III is going to come with Donald Trump. No. It's the opposite, really. Donald Trump wants to revamp NATO to be more focused on terrorism because Russia isn't beheading Catholic priests in the middle of France. Russia isn't driving trucks through Independence Day celebrations
You know what
by
would
the
happen
beach.
if any of these attacks happen in Russia? You think they would play nice? And
No, they
would
haven't.
be politically correct?
No. They killed the Chechnya. Chechnya hasn't really acted up much since Beslan in the theater. You really don't hear much about the Chechens and the Muslims in Russia.
They can just
squish
smoke them out.
Yeah, they just gas them. Gas the muzzies. That's what I say.
That's not. That might not go over well.
With who?
Black people.
Gas the muzzies.
Some people call them that.
Call black people muzzies?
I've seen it online.
Well, by muzzy,
I know it's supposed to be a
mean the
Muslim.
French-speaking cartoon character. if I want to clarify. Correct myself a little bit.
Well, I know some people call the president one.
A muzzy?
Yeah.
No, a muzzy's just like a derogatory term for Muslim, and
I
Muslims
know.
can be any race. You could be a ginger muzzy.
Well, and you could be a Kenyan-born muzzy who's the president of the United States.
If you believe that sort of stuff, sure.
But
I mean,
the left is saying that that's a derogatory and racist term.
I don't care. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care. And now, that's what I think. People are just sick of it. Racist. No one cares. Doesn't work. Trump's going to win. It's over. Give up. I mean, if only I were so confident. But I mean, right now, like the odds in Vegas are like 50-50. I think I saw something about that today. So I mean, right now it could go either way. And I think it's just going to go up for Trump.
What is your opinion on post-DNC convention numbers? Do you think they're going to get a bounce? Because the media is, trying really hard to spin this. I think in the
two-way race they'll get a little bit of a bounce, and I think Hillary Clinton might tie or go 1 point ahead. But if you encompass Stein and Johnson, I think Trump will have, a lead still. By a couple points. I do not
understand why most of Bernie supporters didn't go to Stein.
I think a lot of them are going to Stein, and then in my opinion, I think a majority of them are going to vote for Clinton. Not a large majority, but I would say 50 to 55%. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm just pulling numbers out my ass. It's just guessing. But I would say about half's going to go to Clinton. I'm going to say 30% to 40% are going to stay home, and the rest are going to vote Stein or Johnson. That's my prediction. Because
I don't think the number that people are saying are going to vote for Trump is going to happen.
No, because there was that one West Virginia exit poll during the primaries where it said like 44% said if Bernie doesn't get the nomination, they're going to go Trump. But that's West Virginia, more conservative, working class, coal mining country, and they know Clinton wants to shut down, and Jill Stein wants to shut down, the coal mining industry. I'm not sure what Gary Johnson's opinion on it is, but Jill Stein's definitely not going to be in the debates. Gary Johnson might get a little bit of a bump, but I don't think he's going to be in the debates either. I think it's going to be Trump and Clinton.
Yeah, he's not going to break that 15% threshold.
Yeah, there's no way. No way, Jose. But yeah, and then back to Russia, even like Bill Kristol, like you were saying about the neocons, Bill Kristol got involved. He put out a tweet. Again, they all got this memo of Saturday night, July 23rd, Saturday night. Trump, Putin. Last time this close to dictatorship of a U.S. candidate to a foreign dictator, Henry Wallace in 1948. What a faggot. Because he's always right. And you know what I hate even more? His stupid Weekly Standard follows me on Twitter. Still. Weekly Standard follows me on Twitter. I guess they're just monitoring me for un-American activities. Because I remember I told that story about my grandmother being a communist. I think it was like episode 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe they think I'm a communist. My grandmother wasn't a communist, but that's all. I don't know if anyone, if you listened to the earlier episodes. My grandfather worked for Lockheed Martin. He needed top secret clearance to work on the stealth bomber to help develop some part, because they, sectioned it out in one of the parts of the stealth bomber. And apparently she was subscribed to like a Book of the Month club that was communist affiliated. So I'm guessing she was getting like Alinsky books in the mail or something. I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
Dumb blonde, and they the FBI or whoever does the vetting found out, and she had to disavow and write a letter saying that she disavowed, the book club and had to quit, and she didn't know. So my grandfather could get, the clearance to work as an engineer on the stealth bomber for Lockheed. So maybe they're tracing my communist roots, Sal. I have communist roots. My grandmommy was a commie. So did you see this Clinton Cash movie that was put out by Breitbart?
I am planning on watching it very, very shortly.
Saw it the other day. Great movie. Everyone should see it, Clinton Cash. And what's really, really surprising was I saw several large pro-Bernie Sanders Facebook accounts promoting it. Like I was just Googling it to see where I could watch, and came up Vets for Bernie with like 50,000 followers was promoting the movie. I'm like, wow, okay. So something's up here, So that's why I think a lot of the Bernie people are going to stay home or go third party because of the whole Clinton thing. So I think they're brainwashed into thinking Trump's some sort of evil monster racist, so they're not going to go Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't be voting Bernie for the most part in the first place, otherwise. So
no, everything about Trump is bad to the Bernie supporter.
Yeah, even though he's anti-war and pro-fair trade, as they say. He wants to do away with NAFTA and all those other deals.
Yeah, well, it's all of his stances are going to lead to more climate change.
Oh, God.
That's just my guess of...
Yeah, that's another thing. In Clinton Cash movie, they talk about the XL pipeline, Keystone Pipeline, and how Clintons were supposed to be pro-environmentalists, but they tried really hard pushing for it because they got a lot of money out of it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That Clinton Foundation is one big money launder outfit. That's all it is. And then Bill Clinton's got I think he got paid like $1.4 million by, it was like an African dictatorship to give 2 speeches. It's just a way to get the money.
How much money did they make off after the Haitian earthquake?
Oh, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. I think they made after the Haitian earthquake. This is ridiculous. And they're going to put these people in power. These people go, well, Trump's like Frank Underwood. Trump's nothing like Frank Underwood. The Clintons are the Underwoods. If anyone watches House of Cards, for God's sakes, I'm pretty sure it was based off them. They're fucking evil. They're fucking evil, man.
Yeah, man.
They don't give a fuck. But so, speaking of Twitter, a comedian and a possible joke stealer went on a Twitter meltdown. He claims it wasn't a meltdown at the end of the meltdown. He's like, he goes for like 3 hours on Twitter yelling at anime avatar people and like cartoon characters with Trump hats on, and then goes, well, this just so you know, it wasn't a meltdown. Fuck, total meltdown. And it was Cocaine Kurt Metzger. Now we don't know if he does cocaine for real, but we're just gonna call him Cocaine Kurt Metzger. He writes for the Fat Jew. I mean Amy Schumer.
I don't get what started everything today. I never even heard of this fucking guy.
Never heard of Kurt Metzger?
No.
Whoa, here's something interesting. I remember last night looking. He had like over 26,000 followers. He lost a few hundred after his little rant.
He's on there now.
Yeah, you look at just go to his account.
25.9.
Yeah, he lost a few because of his little rant, making fun of white people, saying that Republicans are David Duke and Nazis and all this other shit.
He hasn't been on in 6 hours.
Yeah, maybe Miss Piggy. Amy Schumer told him to cut it out. Who actually Amy Schumer? I'm blocked by her. So
that's great.
Yeah, and fuck Dave Anthony and fuck Mark Maron. I hate all these fucking people. Suck. They really do. Bunch of assholes.
This guy.
Like Kurt Metzger, are you going through his timeline?
Yeah.
Look how much he's talking to like anime avatar people with Trump hats on, and freaking out. And he's like, I got them. You're the one up on a coke binge, going insane. So right before he started tweeting, what do you think it sounded like? Like the noises in his bathroom?
It sounded like that. I think that's just a thing for most comedians.
What?
I mean, I shouldn't be blanketing them like that, but fuck them. If a comedian pisses you off, just bring up cocaine and joke stealing. Those are the two things that will send them over the edge.
Because they know it's true. I mean, come on. And then he makes, and later on in the tweet, he makes a joke about Trump being Snoke from Star Wars.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, wait, I heard that somewhere. I sent him the link. The joke was made already like 100 times. And he was just getting madder. He's like, white genocide isn't real. Blah, blah. Like, is white genocide real? Like, not active. Like, there isn't, like, a bunch of Africans, Zulus, cutting off white people's heads all over Europe. Well, actually, kind of are. After what happened today to the poor priest.
I'm looking at some of his tweets and some of the replies to him.
Yeah.
And he's pissing off people. This guy, remember how the alt-right rejected you, your career failed, and turned into a full-time SJW that panders to the extreme left?
Yeah.
That's basically what he's turning to.
Well, no, that's what he has to turn to. That's what he has to turn to. I mean, he got mixed up with the Amy Schumer crowd. Amy Schumer, obviously liberal.
And a joke thief, Patrice O'Neill.
Well, we don't know if she's a joke thief or if Kurt Metzger's the joke thief who fed her, who wrote the jokes for her.
No, she stole Patrice O'Neill's shit.
You think? Because that just sounds like something. I don't know. I don't know about that joke. There's some of like the other stuff, like the one that the skit from Mad TV with the black guy. And
would steal from Mad TV?
I don't know. Apparently, Kurt Metzger, allegedly, cocaine Kurt Metzger.
Cocaine Kurt, that's good.
Cocaine Kurt. So like every time before Cocaine Kurt goes on, what do we hear from his bathroom? Who we hear? Cocaine Kurt, what are you doing in there? Cocaine Kurt, you in there?
That's all you'd hear.
That's all you hear. He's busy. He's getting down to business.
We should start that hashtag.
Cocaine Kurt. And then he wrote something. He was like talking about Jews because people were calling him a Jew just to get his go. Get him going. We're just calling him a Jew for no reason. And like, why is he getting mad that people are calling him a Jew unless he thinks something's wrong with Jews? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But anyway. How dare you call me a Jew?
I just asked him. I said, "Hey, Cocaine Kurt, are you feeling better now?"
He wrote, also, if you live, I don't know what his Kurt Metzger impression. Also, if you live somewhere with no Jews, it must be a real shit bomb swamp full of the most repulsive inbreds. And I wrote, that's not nice of you to talk about the Middle East like that. And then we were sending him quotes. Remember that?
Comedians one-liners.
Some people here.
What's happened?
Comedian one-liners.
Yeah, like I wrote. A nigga will say some shit like, "I take care of my kids. You're supposed to take care of yo. You're supposed to, you dumb motherfucker." Quote unquote, Kurt Metzger.
I did a few of them too.
What'd you do?
I did like more like the popular ones, like Rodney Dangerfield's "I Get No Respect."
Oh, so you went there. Well, I thought Chris Rock. That's a pretty famous one. I did. There are 400,000 words in the English language, and there are 7 you can't see on television. What a ratio that is! 399,993 to 7. Kurt Metzger. Of course, the old George Carlin joke.
What else did I do? I did
Take My Wife. Or
oh yeah, Take My Wife. Like, what's the deal with women?
What's the deal with peanuts on an airplane? Cocaine Kurt. He doesn't even know he's. You know what it is? I think he does so much cocaine and OxyContin. He snorts so much of it. He just doesn't even know.
What does he sound like?
People than me. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Gingers and albinos laughing at me. Calling me words. Stand that. fantastic hat, sir. You know what? I respect your hat.
He's mad that Trump supporters are making him into a liberal. Said he's like, you're making me to become liberal. Just stop feeding the trolls. It's the same thing that happened to Leslie Jones. Like, if he was a lot more famous and well known, you know, it could have been a lot worse. But don't feed the trolls, guys. That's. But I mean, some trolls are really good, and they do get you.
So I'm reading an article from 2013 about
Cocaine Kurt,
Comedy Central writer Cocaine Kurt Metzger. Let me get this ad off. Kurt Metzger admitted on Facebook that he criminally choked his ex-girlfriend. Why does he have a job writing for Amy Schumer?
He really choked his ex-girlfriend? So he's a wife beater working for a feminist or a woman beater who does a lot of cocaine allegedly, and OxyContin allegedly. Oh, oxycodone. Sorry, I don't want to mix up those two. Allegedly snorts it, and allegedly feminist Amy Schumer, Miss Piggy. So how's that work out? Like he's like choking his ex-girlfriends and smacking them around and admits it, and then he's going to work for a feminist. So that's a good look.
I'm looking at some of his past.
Are you doxing him?
I'm looking.
Can you dox a known comedian? Is that possible?
No, but he.
You can't.
I'm learning that he goes on these friggin' rampages, like these coke fueled.
Twitter rampages.
Well, this is a Facebook rant. This one.
Oh my god.
He's calling feminists cunts.
Well, he works for one.
I know.
One that, like I said, blocked me ages ago.
The 1 in 4 rape statistic is bullshit, he says.
So what happened to him? What happened to Kurt? I mean, is he having mood swings? Bipolar kicking in? Like, what's going on over there? It's the time of the month? Yeah, I did it. I did a menstrual joke. I did it.
Why does Louis get a free pass?
Louis gets a free pass. Doesn't Louis masturbate to women? Like, young female comics that, like, invite him up to his room and, like, just jerk off in front of him?
That's alleged. That's
allegedly, Louis C.K. does that?
That's what's alleged, man. He looks like the type that would.
He's like he's so beta that he won't even like go. He want to have sex. He go, hey, I'm just gonna jerk off in front of you.
Yeah, some woman wrote on Twitter.
Allegedly, this is all alleged. This is comedy fiction, kind of, sort of, maybe, not really intermingled.
Yeah, well, some woman wrote, let's see if Amy Schumer, Comedy Central, takes the steps to correct this problem. And then he writes back, they gave me a raise. Does that count?
Well, maybe he's trying to sabotage Amy Schumer because he secretly deep down hates her because she's a feminist by giving her stolen material. That would be hilarious. That would be the ultimate troll, don't you think?
Oh,
if he sabotaged Amy Schumer.
He writes to someone, listen, you fucking fuckface. I don't give put me down for pro rape as far as you're concerned. That's how much I give a shit how you, as a blogger, feel.
Because a liberal wrote... That's what he was talking about last night. He was, like, pissed off that he was pissed off at the liberals because the liberals are getting on him about, choking his ex-girlfriend or something. Which is, to be quite honest, I don't agree with liberals too much, but to be pissed off about someone about choking your ex-girlfriend, I think is justified. I don't think that's a liberal or conservative thing. I think that's a human thing, to be concerned about someone choking their ex-girlfriends.
Oh, man, yeah.
I don't think there's a political party that's pro-choking ex-girlfriends. Maybe the Green Party. What about the Libertarian Party? Because he could do, like, choices and, like, make, like, bakeries bake fag cakes and Jews bake Nazi cakes and whatnot.
I found,
Sal, so before you go, are you going to do a video within the next couple days of you burning your Libertarian Party card?
Oh my god, I'm thinking about it.
You have to do it. It's more symbolic than anything because you're still technically registered Libertarian.
You should push for it on Twitter and see what people think.
I don't think people care, Sal.
I just wrote on Twitter for people to help me find the new handle.
Oh, good job! Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, you're gonna ask people on Twitter. You should do like a vote.
I got a response already.
Well, who was it?
It's a guy named Bryden Proctor.
I hate that guy. Actually, isn't he gonna be on our show in a second?
Yeah, very soon. And his answer was that my new Twitter handle should be Jew Lover Cuxy.
I like that. Jew Lover Cuxy.
I'll give it a shot.
Cuxy Bogues.
Before we leave the Kurt Metzger
Yeah.
thing, I found the post that he made on Facebook that got people pissed off.
What was that?
He wrote that he had an ex smash all of his shit with a hammer because she
I'd be
was
pissed,
insane,
yeah, okay.
so he choked her.
Well, that's the line.
Not hard, but definitely criminally, he wrote.
Not hard, but criminally. Where's the line? Like, I understand women get hormonal and they go crazy. You're married, I'm married. You know, I don't know about what your relationship's like. I know what mine's like. My wife's an artist, and that comes out. Artists are very emotional, to say the least, and they like to throw things. Let's just say I got a snow globe to the ankle one time about 7 years ago.
Snow globe to the ankle.
Yeah. And you want to choke them, but you're like,
Was
she's
it one of those
120
ones that
pounds.
played
It would be like snapping pigeon bones, you know?
Was it one of those snow globes that plays like Christmas music?
Yeah, it was actually it was a Christmas snow globe, and it was very sad. It's like you hear that song what was that song, Sarajevo Christmas by Sabotage playing in the background? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, my ankle! You fucking cunt! You fucking bitch! Fuck! Fuck on! Ankle! Snow globe! And just plays like Twinkle Twinkle, it plays Jingle Bells after it hits my ankle. It was a Charlie Brown Christmas one.
Oh, that's freaking funny that you remember.
Yeah, it was 7 years ago. I think it was kind of justified because I came home really trashed. So it was whatever. Airing some really old dirty laundry. But yeah, I was really trashed. I think there might have been a whole bottle of Jack Daniels involved. Leave it at that. And that's why I take all the supplements for my liver, folks. What is this?
Here's a snow globe.
Oh.
I'm not going to play that right now.
It's just going to play Jingle Bells, Charlie Brown snow globes.
It's like 100 degrees outside.
So, are we done with Cocaine Kurt?
Yeah, fuck
Can
you,
we move on to our next guest, the one, the only Bryden Proctor? You're going to be able to tell this is pre-recorded, so we're not going to even pretend, because he talks about a guest that he had on his show yesterday. So we can't trick the audience, Sal, because it already happened.
We can hypnotize them.
We're telling the future, folks. For the past, I don't even fucking know. I'm so confused. I'm on too many drugs, Sal. I'm not on enough drugs. That's the problem. I'm Cocaine Kurt. What would be Erection Ian or Erection Erickson? Viagra. I snort Viagra.
What kind of drug starts with like an I? Or an
eye drug? I don't know. Intravenous.
E,
Intravenous Ian.
Ecstasy Erickson.
Ecstasy Erickson. I just want. Is ecstasy still a drug? Or is that very like 2000?
Yeah, I think now the thing is like Molly or something.
Let's do some Mitsubishi triple stacks, bro. I got some hearts.
Yeah, they had the symbols on them, or they were like different shapes.
Oh man, and you just like lay in the grass and touch people.
No, I don't.
Not that I would know. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh shit!
I would never do drugs. Now I definitely would never do drugs. Fucking married human being, with a wife and kids. But before marriage, in college, pre-college, because I went to a Christian college, so there wasn't much partying going on at the Christian college.
No frat houses or
no. This is like in between time. So this is.
Was there any kind of Duke lacrosse things going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of Duke lacrosse things. No. There were gay people there who were scared to come out. They would always come out to me for some reason. I don't know why. All these faggots coming out to me. You know how many fags have come out to me in my life? I'm going to count. Seriously, about 4. That's like 4 too many.
We had a in our old neighborhood. I'm not gonna say his name. You know him.
I know.
Friends with his
I know who
brother.
you're talking about.
I knew he was gay the day that we got into an argument, and I told him to suck my dick, and he said, "Don't tempt me."
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Okay, because there's a couple of people you could have been talking about. But I know exactly who you're talking about. I remember one time, one person. It was like it's supposed to be this big event. We went to the Poconos, a bunch of us, me and my brother David, and his girlfriend at the time, now his wife. And this is fucking 12, 13, 14, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe. And we all got drunk. We're sitting by a campfire in the Poconos, and the guy stood up. He goes, "Guys, I want you all to know. I want to tell you something. I'm gay." And we all look at each other and look at him and like, we fucking know. You fucking think we're retarded? We know you're fucking gay. It's like, really? You knew? Like, look at you! We knew you've been gay since you were like 13, faggot. Stop. And I think I did call him a faggot, and then he started crying, but like in the good way. Like, I acknowledge he's a faggot in a good way.
That's very nice of you.
I know. I'm a loving fella. I'm a big teddy bear. So we're done with Cocaine Kurt. We're done talking about faggots. We're gonna. Speaking of faggots, actually, we're not done talking about faggots because we've got Bryden coming on.
The resident fag.
Yeah, I don't. He's so confused. He confuses me, which then confuses himself. I think when it comes to that stuff.
I stay away from that.
I don't know what's going on.
I love the guy. He's cool as hell.
Bryden is awesome. I'm glad he's on the team. I'm glad he's with New Media Central. But listen to his newest episode of Right to Bryden. It's really, really good. I'm not saying that every episode isn't good, but this one's really, really good. It's he has the president of the UC Irvine College Republicans on, Ariana Rollins. Kind of got a little bit of fame going when she, I guess, invited Milo over there to UC Irvine.
Yeah.
She has a website coming out, Refined Right. You can go there, sign up, click, whatever, do what you want. She's 19 years old. What's up with these 19 and 16 and 18-year-old, like, politician kids?
It makes me hate myself.
Oh, man.
It makes
not
me hate
me.
my
We had
former
fun.
self.
I guess I don't know. But they look like they're having fun, right? Like, I guess you can be, I don't know, I want to say conservative, but right-wing and still have a good time and be young, I suppose.
I was doing shit back then where at that age I would have had a 3-year-old. So, there you go.
So, let's see. And your kid would be 18 right now, right? Maybe older, 20, right?
My kid would be
out of college.
Holy shit! Yeah, this
Think
is
about it.
going 6:30. Yeah, 22.
Fuck, 20. You would have a 22-year-old kid.
That's older than some
We
of the people.
it's older than most of the contributors at New Media Central. No wonder why they go to you for fatherly advice, Sal. Anyway, we're going to get to Bryden. Enough of this faggotry. Go ahead. On the phone is Bryden Proctor. You might know him. He's been on our show a couple times now. He's host of Right to Bryden. He's also an opinion contributor at newmediacentral.net. He's, very outspoken on racial issues, as you've heard plenty of times, cultural libertarian, Gamergate advocate, all that fun stuff, and a huge fan of Gold Dust. Bryden, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. Yeah, Ian, Sal, thanks for having me on, as always. It's always
my
always
pleasure.
good to come on.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming on. We always appreciate it, and I appreciate you having me on your show last week, so that was awesome.
Yeah, of course, and I want to get Sal on here pretty soon, too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it looks like on the Sunday show I'm going to have Ariana Rollins. You might know her from.
Yeah.
She was on the Milo Yiannopoulos show. She's the president of the Young Republicans over at UC Irvine. So it looks like that's going to be pretty fun too. We're going to talk about the convention.
Cool.
That's
okay.
Cool.
Was she at the convention?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's wild. Speaking of the convention, something happened. Well, I think it was at the convention with the Young Turks host Sank Unger and InfoWars host Alex Jones. Do you want to talk about what happened there, Brian?
I only know what I saw in the video, which appeared to be Alex Jones being Alex Jones, kind of crashes the Young Turks set. Things are going okay. They seem to be friendly. And then this lady comes over. Some people know her name. I don't know anything about the young turds really outside of old Zank over there. But yeah, he's a dumbass. But he gets mad about something that Alex Jones said about them supporting the Saudis because he goes full fucking Alex Jones. This other cuck who looks like he should be painting in fucking Paris comes over and spits water into his face. And, it was all a big mess. It really didn't have to go down that way. But there was something I heard him go, and that's why you lost to Pierce Morgan, which was funny. He just went full Alex Jones on, on the young turds. And I thought it was funny, but don't spit at people. Just kick them off your set. That was fine. Big fucking deal.
Dude, if one of them would have spit on me, I would have fucking stomped them. Somebody would have gotten stabbed gotten their fucking faces smashed in.
Self-defense. Assault. When you spit on somebody.
Well, it's not assault when liberals do it. They get to do it all the time, but apparently mean tweets are harassment and racism, and we can't have any of that. But hey, you can spit on somebody and go, "I'm a woman. What are you going to do about it?" And it's like, you're clearly a dude.
Yeah,
that's not what happened in that case. But
he had that rape shirt with Bill Clinton's face on it.
Isn't that what started? Isn't that what set people off? The shirt?
I think so.
He offered it.
I know he made thousands of dollars off of it in one day. So. He
offered it to them, and I think that's when things went sour.
Sour. Alex Jones is a freaking legend, man. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay. I'm sick of this crap.
Dude, you sound just like him.
Do you have the video? We can compare and contrast.
Yeah, man. Here we go. Right here. Let's see. That's low. Let me see.
Don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Yeah, you sound really similar.
When I start screaming, I sound like Alex Jones.
And they're running around celebrating in the streets.
I love his voice.
Yeah.
Well, he's an amazing man. Alex Jones is so fantastic. I know that, he's tinfoil hat and all that. And he's wrong about a lot of stuff, but he's also right about a lot of stuff. And I found, especially this year, Alex Jones is kind of right about a bunch of stuff. But I guess it's kind of the Nicolas Cage thing, too. If you just start doing all kinds of movies, eventually one of them is going to be good. I like to say that Alex Jones, listen, a broken clock is right twice a day. Alex Jones is right twice a year.
Dude, I when I first started following him, I didn't really care as much about politics. I think watching him turn me on to things, I know he's like really far out there, but I have some common sense. I kind of leveled off to where I am now, but he attracts people onto the scene, definitely.
Right? Yeah. Well, no, he definitely does a good job of what he's doing. He's the best in the business of what he does. Conspiracy theories.
Well, it's not all conspiracy theories, because not all when you say conspiracy theory, you shouldn't really have this negative connotation with it like we do. That's totally some fucking...
Well, there are the conspiracy theories that have been true. So, I mean, it's not like conspiracy theories are bad, but he's the best at conspiracy theories. I mean, in the media, bar none. The real ones to the outrageous ones. It's him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously I don't believe in lizard people or anything like that. But at the same time, if
you don't?
30 years down
the line... What's wrong with you? Obviously, George Soros is a lizard Jew!
To say that George Soros is a lizard person, I don't think is that far off. If there are lizard people, George Soros would be one of them. Think about how far apart his eyes are.
Right. Yeah.
Seems strange.
That is true.
I'm just saying, him and Uma
Jones.
Thurman are the only ones that can pull that off, and you're like still passing as human. Otherwise, you look like you have fucking Zika, and you just
state-run ABC, CBS, NBC. That stuff is admittedly run by psych warfare people.
So, Brian, you wrote an article for our website, newmediacentral.net. Your first article you've written for us, I'm sick of tweeting hashtag Stop Islam. So, tell us the crux of it and why you wrote it.
Well, I mean, I think the title says a lot of it. I actually am sick of tweeting "Stop Islam" every time something like this happens. I always hashtag Stop Islam. When the Stop Islam tag actually started, hashtag started, I found out this a few months later. Some author I can't find on Twitter now had featured me in her article of just mean tweets, and it wasn't even that mean. It said this was the first time I had used it. How many times does this happen? How many times does this have to happen before we realize what the problem is? Hashtag Stop Islam. That's very mild compared to the things that I tweet now.
Oh my God, that's it?
Yeah, and it was apparently just such an outrageous thing. And we see this on and on and on and on and on. I was with coworkers today, and we're going around, doing what we do. Right. And he goes, there's a shooting in Munich. And I go, Muslims. And he goes, no, they're saying it's a white guy. I go, how do you know? He goes, well, there was pictures. I go, were they cops? He goes, yeah, those are cops. So, yeah. And what did we find now? He's an German Iranian.
Right.
There's a report of him saying Allah Akbar. It's Muslims. It's every time. The Axe attacks. What was it? It was fucking Muslims. Driving a truck into there. When I first heard that, I thought it was this tragic accident, and I went about my day at work. I'm a very busy guy. I'm a businessman, as they say. But I go about the thing, and I get back in my car, and I do that, and they're like, oh, it was a fucking terrorist attack. It's undeniable what is happening. Every time something like this happens, it is Islam. It is Muslims doing this. Oh, but Bryden, they're radical Muslims. They're radical Muslims. Bullshit. At the heart of Islam is radicalism. It absolutely is. They have a pedophile prophet. So let's talk about rape culture. Let's talk about that. At the heart of their fucking being is women are garbage. Children are garbage.
Right.
The infidel is garbage. We need to wipe the Jew and wipe all the non-believers off of the face of the earth. Even your, quote, moderate Muslim, Pew polls show that they're, the youth at least, maybe the older ones not so much, but the 18 to 24 are in favor of this type of thing.
Right.
And you don't live that long if you're a suicide bomber.
Yeah, well, you only see moderate Islam in the West. And those poll numbers that you talk about justifying suicide bombing and wanting Sharia law, they go up into the 70s and 80% in like Egypt and Pakistan. So yeah. It's only in the West is moderate Islam, and we talked about it before in the Shia version of Islam. It's Taqiyya. In Sunni, we talked to Skepo on one episode. She's an ex-Muslim. She said in Sunni Islam, it's just accepted. There's not even a term for lying to promote your faith. That is Sunni Islam. Shia Islam has Taqiyya, which is, a separate sort of theological doctrine within their branch of Islam. But yeah, it's like you said, it is Islam. This is Islam, guys. This is what's going to keep happening in the West.
This is part of what got me banned from Facebook. Please add me on my new Facebook account. Oh, yeah. I was in a debate with someone, and I brought up the lying doctrine of Islam, and they said, "Well, it's only to protect them from laws." And I go, "You mean like endorsing suicide bombing and terrorist attacks?" Because that kind of gets you into a little bit of trouble, or at least should, here in America. So yeah, maybe they are lying a little bit, because the 42% in France, I think those are the ones that were just like, "You're sure this is anonymous, right?" And they should have been reported. They should have been reported and dealt with accordingly. It's they are a bad culture. I cannot stress this to people enough, and I don't care what you call me anymore. You can call me a fucking racist. Muslims aren't a race; it's a choice. Yeah, it's a toxic ideology that is killing our people and killing the Western world. And you've got all of these politicians and all of these brainwashed fucking liberal cucks. I live in Cuckoldwood, California, where it's just totally fine. Like, no, that's just Sun Muslims. Okay, show me the last white nationalist that went on a rampage. Bring up Timothy McVeigh. I fucking dare you.
Yeah. Timothy McVeigh and
Dylan
Anders
Roof.
Breivik.
Dylan Roof was a fucking dickhead. I agree.
Right.
Let's disavow Dylan Roof. When's the last one? Oh, wait, there fucking was none!
I can't think of...
There was that one with the white guy. He killed people.
That white guy.
Yeah,
was it people he knew?
Was that?
Oh my god. The fucking... fuck. Why does America hate whites so much? We're doing so good for you. But
I think white people have been done pretty damn well for everybody, for the whole world.
And the Christians. Stop hating on the Christians. It's so much easier to be a gay black man in this country than it is to be a straight Christian man. You're the devil at their eyes.
Right.
Dude, I had to unfollow that Gays for Trump guy.
Why?
He was a fucking he's a fucking scumbag. I wanted to have him on our show, but he's just a douche.
Does he hate Christians?
He's just he's just all over the place. He's
well, I'm all over the place, Sal. I mean,
no, he's like, I think he's having an identity crisis on Twitter because 1 minute he's attacking white people, and the next minute he's all for Trump, but then he's all for Black Lives Matter, and he's attacking the police, saying that they're murderers. I can't stand that piece of shit.
Well, you think he's doing it for attention? The whole Gays for Trump thing?
I think he is.
Makes sense.
You can have a nuanced view towards things, and I can understand that. But I think a cornerstone of Trump's message and all of our message, I mean, all three of us, is that blue lives do matter, and Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization at this point. We're moving towards, and I mean, how much of the Black liberation movement was based around Nation of Islam, which is a bastardized part of Islam, but it was just as violent. Actually, a little less violent, but because there were not as many numbers. You're dealing with Islam, which is the fastest growing religion in the world. And this is not good. It will not bode well for us if we don't take a stand. We've got to identify what the problem is, and the problem is their culture and ideology. They will not assimilate. And the ones that, oh, wow, look at them, they assimilated. You get what you had in Munich today. It's San Bernardino, that's another one. You know, Orlando, that's a great one. Right. Assimilated my fucking ass. At the heart of Islam is nothing but eradicate those that do not believe in Allah. This is what they want. They want our women in fucking bags, and they want to kill your white ass and throw all your fag friends off of buildings. That's what they want.
Well, it looks like the Munich killer intentionally shot children. Like, there's reports that he may have started a rumor for free food at that McDonald's and then just started shooting kids. That's a rumor. That's all conjecture. I'm not sure if it's true. I'm trying to verify it, but he intentionally shot kids, according to witnesses.
Well, the video that I saw, yes, he was shooting at children. There is a video that's circulating now of a man dressed in black shooting at children, and it filled me with rage instantly. Right. I've got kind of a soft spot for, like, even the Muslim kids. You know, they don't know any better yet. Mm-hmm. Just leave them the fuck alone. All right, like we've got to bomb them and their fucking families and all of that, and I'm fine with that. I am. I don't give a shit. I'm fine with that, but let's try to avoid killing children. And that's the only good soul part of me that's left, because the rest of it has just been engulfed with rage over the last few years of watching this get way out of hand and mishandled in such a fucked up way. You can't ignore these trends. And that's what the left consistently does, and so many on the right do as well, and it fucking irritates me. If there is a group of people disproportionately doing one thing, let's look at that and go, what's up with these people?
Right. There's a pattern here. What's going on? Yeah. Like, okay, so we have a problem with the KKK. Seems like the KKK is made up of white people. Who are we going to suppose is in the KKK? The Mexican guy, the black guy, or the white guy? Who are we suppose is committing Islamic terrorism? The Christian guy, the Jewish guy, or the Muslim guy? It's fucking retardation. Really is.
Well, and to be fair, the KKK argument is brought up all the time. Like,
yeah. I brought it up because the left brings it up all the time.
Well, they do, and this is my response to that. It's like, well, that's like saying all Christians are in the KKK. The KKK reportedly has 5,000, quote, active members, and that's by the Anti-Defamation League. You can go check that out. Please leave a link. I'll send you the link. You can leave that there. That's 5,000.
Right.
Okay. We've got millions of fucking Muslims.
Right.
Millions, if not more. What? There's probably
tens of millions.
A billion.
Yeah, there's probably hundreds of millions who want Sharia law. Probably, I think, Sal, we talked about like 500 million want Sharia law.
It's up there. There's over 1.6 billion Muslims, I think, and I think
and half of them want Sharia law. More than half.
Yeah, like
so.
sick. Yeah,
Do the math.
It's sick.
No, I feel like a broken record every time I go onto your show or anybody else's. But this is why people have me on. I think is like let's say not all Muslims are believe in this type of thing, and I'm sure some don't. I'm sure some are nice people, but those are the ones that are the same as your fair weather Christians that only go to church on Easter and December and on Christmas, and then they go, oh yeah, whatever, I'm religious. They've never read through the book. They don't care. They don't celebrate the holidays and stuff like that. But Islam is such a strict religion that you're either in it or you're not.
Right.
And that's where you're getting – it's a much more extreme religion. Christianity's gone through several reforms where Islam has not.
Right.
And I said in my article, the only thing that they reformed at is getting better weapons. And you know what? If they would have had better weapons during their initial jihadist expansion into Europe before the Crusades, all of us would be sitting here, going Allahu Akbar, and we'd have 3 or 4 women chained up.
Wait, is that a bad thing? wait a second.
That is a bad thing.
Having 3 or 4 women chained up.
The better weapons that they have, it's most likely America's fault. It's probably our weapons that we given to rebels in our proxy wars against them that they gotten their hands on. It's bullshit.
That's their mistakes were made, but I say repeatedly, just because your house is on fire, you don't try to put it out. You don't just go, oh well, mistakes were made, shouldn't have fucking left that candle burning overnight. No, you put out the fucking fire and try to salvage what you have, and then you rebuild the rest of your house.
I wouldn't want to rebuild the Middle East. I would just burn it down.
No. I mean our civilization. I mean Western.
Well, we have. You were talking about culture before. We have cultures here that need to be exterminated. I shouldn't use. I shouldn't. You know what? That's too harsh of a word. We have a lot of degeneracy here that people follow as a culture that they shouldn't, and it's degrading, and it's definitely a cancer on society.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I sound like a broken record, but whatever. Ghetto culture, the gay pride culture, the Latino masochismo culture. All of those go against our.
Every time you say that,
culture.
I think of like that song from the '90s, Rico Suave from the '90s. I gotta find that song now.
It is detrimental to our way of life because you need to come over and assimilate. And it's fine to have, different influences. Like we've got Taco Bell, for example. I went to an authentic Mexican restaurant today and it was very good and it was great. But you know what? They spoke English and Spanish and that was fine and it was okay. And then they didn't go like make America Mexico again. Like it wasn't part of that. I see Mexican flags and American flags, and I think, okay, fine. If you're a restaurant, that's okay that you have the Mexican flag. I can understand that. But when we have people marching in the streets waving the Mexican flag, fuck that. Go back to Mexico. If it's so great, and this is a standing order to anyone, if it's so fucking great, I will buy you a bus ticket. Adios, hombre. See you later. Get the fuck out. I don't want to see people in this country that are not trying to work for this country. They are, at least in the case of Mexicans, coming over here, working jobs that they should not have, either through tax fraud and maybe the employer doesn't know, or the employer does know. This runs rampant in construction jobs, and sending money back down to Mexico. Fuck that.
I used to be a landscape foreman, and my workers would disappear in the wintertime, and they would go back to Mexico with all the money they saved up all year, and they lived down there like kings. Then they would come back and make more money in the spring and summer again.
Now, isn't Mexico's second largest source of income money sent from Mexicans in America to Mexico? I heard that I think years ago. I'm not sure if it's still true.
If the import of our money to Mexico stopped, their economy would be in really rough shape. They would like near collapse.
You know what? That sounds like a problem for Nietzsche. That's not my fucking problem, hombre. Right. I don't care, amigo. Fuck that. Like, and that's a very harsh way to put it. But I mean, your listeners probably know me by now, and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. What's that Bill Murray chant? Which movie was that? It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I'm more concerned about the culture. I'm going to let Trump deal with the trade things. I want to deal with the cultural differences that we have. When and this is like an old fucking bit. When I have to press 1 to get English, fuck that. I'm already a little bit perturbed, and I've had to deal with that my whole fucking life. Yeah, it's great when people speak Spanish. It's great when people speak a whole bunch of different languages, and you should if you travel. But we're an English-speaking country, and I don't want to have to learn fucking Arabic, and that's where we're headed. If we keep letting these people in, or if I, actually get to survive, because they probably are going to cut off my head and rape my mom, and there you go. You can call it fear-mongering, but I turn you to Europe, and I ask you, how is that multiculturalism working for you?
Right.
I remember in school, in the foreign language classes, they called everything in Europe the Romance languages. Now with all the Syrian refugees, they're raping everyone. There's a lot of romance happening.
A lot of romance.
Well, what's just absolutely fucking horrendous, and I did a show on this several months ago. This was before I was on New Media Central. This is where we're getting all of the cucks. This is where we're getting all of the Islamic apologists. This is where we're getting all of the hyper-leftist, regressive pieces of shit. Is media has made it hip to hate America. Jon Stewart, and put some fucking echoes on that name. Jon Stewart.
John Leibowitz.
No, Jon Stewart. Hey, did you see the Jon Stewart thing he did on Colbert's fucking late night with Stephen Colbert thing?
Where he says that this doesn't belong to the GOP, that doesn't belong to the GOP.
He said that America doesn't belong to you. There is no real America. America doesn't belong to anybody.
We don't own Christianity. We don't own values. We don't own what else? We don't. The GOP doesn't own the love of soldiers and first responders.
Well, then I'd like to see the left come up and actually praise our first responders and our veterans, and I'd like them to teach some actual traditional values, but they don't. Instead, what they do is they make it hip to hate America. You saw at the RNC, a police officer put out a guy who was trying to burn a flag and caught himself on fire. It's become hip to hate America, and it's been that way for longer than I've been alive, longer than either one of you have been alive. It really all started in around in the 60s. And when you teach that, when all the rock stars, when Third Eye Blind fucking, is talking about how bad America is, and you have Jon Stewart talking about all this, it becomes hip, and you want to fit in, and that's where you get these
When
cuts.
was Third Eye Blind ever hip?
Yeah. When was Third Eye Blind hip, first off? That's why.
Well,
maybe Rage Against the
I'm
Machine.
not...
Do. Is that Third Eye Blind?
think they have.
I don't. Want some? Yeah.
Okay. Is this fair use right now? Because we're commenting on it?
It is.
Yes.
But, when you make it hip to hate America, then you're going to get more people that hate America. They grow up that way. They've never once taken pride in their country. And Donald Trump has changed that in a lot of ways. But that's where you're going to get these apologists of, oh, well, we need to let in all the refugees because America's a bad place and it was all of their fault. And then, it's Whitey's so bad to all these poor blacks and all of that. And that's just not the case.
Hey, Brian, calm down and listen to this. Turn up yourself. Brian. Take his Xanax. Lay off the coke. Listen to this. Okay. 1 second.
This makes me want to take coke.
How do you feel now, Brian? You feel better?
Well, you guys keep talking about Coke, so I want some Coke.
No. Wow. Anyway, no. Everything you say agreed. I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
that's usually the response. Yeah.
Well, it's just like, okay. There's been 2 attacks in Germany in a week by Muslims. Maybe they aren't directly tied to ISIS, but fuck that. Who cares? It's Islam. There's a common thread, a common theme through all this. France, Brussels, England, fucking America, Orlando, San Bernardino. I mean, this is off the top of my head. I'm just naming the most recent ones, Nidal Hassan. It's fucking insane. It's the same fucking thing.
It is.
And then the left, like you said, makes excuses.
Can I go back to John Leibowitz real quick?
Please.
This self-hating Jew, John Leibowitz, a.k.a. John Stewart.
Oh, dear.
Exactly. He says that the GOP doesn't stand for, and they don't own, the love for first responders and the military. And where he's coming from with that, and I know this personally because I get letters 85 times a fucking month from the 9/11 Foundation, which he used to be part of. He still might be, I don't know. So basically his argument was that a lot of members of the GOP did not vote for that first responders bill. And the reason why they didn't vote for that, conservatives I'm talking about, is because that there was a lot of pork thrown into that bill where it was funding fishermen in friggin' Seattle, Washington. It was funding like friggin' lobbyists somewhere else. It wasn't just centered on the 9/11 responders themselves. So if he's going to judge, your love for first responders by how much money you throw at them, he can suck my fucking ass. That's not.
You heard it here first. Sal wants John Leibowitz to suck his ass.
Exactly. That is not a measure of support when you're throwing tax dollars out the fucking window, and not even all of it is going to them.
Well, and I'm not going to call him John Leibowitz. I'm going to call him John Stewart, because that's the name everybody recognizes him as. If Bruce was Caitlyn first, I'd still call him Bruce. Still call him Caitlyn. But that's the name everybody knows him as, and that's fine. There's nothing based in reality on these
John,
arguments.
You're saying that Leibowitz identifies as a non-Jew?
He's a trans Jew. No, he's a trans goyim.
Oh man, no, not over here, bud. You got to go back. He said he's moving to Canada.
Oh, thank God. Good.
Yeah,
let them all of them go.
That would be great.
And
hey, Donald Trump Jr. has said, he'd buy them all plane tickets, which is great. I think we should all really extend that courtesy to anybody we know that wants to move to Mexico or to Canada or anything. Please,
they don't want to move to Mexico. Let's be honest. None of them say they're moving to Mexico.
The Mexicans are saying, that they want Mexico. So go, get out of here.
I hope he moves to Mexico and gets fucking diarrhea to death. Or I hope he moves to Canada and he gets fucking frostbite on his cock and it falls off.
That might happen.
I think you have to go really, really far into Canada for that to happen. That's some but
it's like Yukon territory.
Yeah.
Oh, I could dream, can I?
A man can dream.
it just kind of kills me how much hatred I see the youth have for America. And luckily that's changing. I mean, there's so many great people on New Media Central that are young, conservative-minded Americans. And, you know, obviously we've got our UKIP guy abroad, and that's great. But when I was growing up, and I know when you guys were growing up, it was nothing but fuck America, you know, it's anarchy and all of that. And I wished that was just a trend, and I assumed for a while, I was like, oh, okay, this will just be a trend, it's fine, it's hip. And living out here in Cuckoldwood, I realized so many people my age or much older than that are still just saying, like, what a horrible country it is. And I can only think, like, you've had 40 years to move. Like, it's where do you want to go? Oh, I want to go to Europe. Okay, do you want to go now? No, you don't. Oh, but we should be more like Europe. No, Europe's in ashes. Right. And they're never talking about, you know, they're talking about the good parts of Europe. They're not talking about the browner shades of Europe. Mm-hmm. And I guess they're like just a little child that can never be shut the fuck up. And I like talking to a lot of my liberal friends. I understand why you beat your children. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's really it.
Because they're spoiled and assholes. Kids
waiting.
are assholes, though. But no, seriously, I want to get into one more thing before we go. Bryden, you were supposed to have a guest on your show. You want to go into this?
Yes.
Go into this?
Is this
you know, Horace Towns?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Brian, what happened with Horace Towns?
Horace
and
Towns
who is he?
This is largely unfounded. I just heard a rumor that Horace Towns is actually a convicted pedophile.
No.
No, my old account totally started that rumor.
Oh, god damn it!
No, he's so Horace Towns. He calls himself the Black Republican, and hopefully we're going to have an article up here soon about him. I don't know. I may, if you're not going to write it, I may just write it myself.
I have all the stuff. Just been super crazy over here.
Yeah, excuses. Excuses are the currency of the liberal. Now, Horace Towns, I see him. He's apparently the Black Republican is what he calls himself. I forget what the initial thing was, but it was something in support of what I was saying. And I was like, hey, man, you should come on the show. And, he was like, yeah, definitely. We schedule the whole time. I have screenshots of it. And I didn't initially screenshot it until after I went to confirm the time with him, and I was blocked. Mm. And
he gave you no warning. He just blocked you. That was
no warning. No warning. If there's scheduling conflicts, anything like that, that's fine. Like, I can understand that. I work very well with my guests. I'm always very nice to my guests. But he gives me no warning. I'm just blocked. He runs a radio show, apparently. So he would know, hey, let me say to this guy, I'm not comfortable coming on your show anymore because of the fucked up things that you tweet. And I would go, right. Well, yeah, that's understandable. Would you please still come on to the show? But, yeah, he just blocks me. We finally get a hold of him, and he just, he was talking about my tweets, and because it turned out he was very into Black Lives Matter, which is fine. You can have a nuanced view towards these things. He is a black man. That's okay. We can have you can have a nuanced view. I could still see people being a Republican and agreeing with Black Lives Matter. I disagree with them. Right. But they could still be all for the fiscal things, all for immigration, et cetera, et cetera. But it wasn't that. Right. Ian, in all his magnificence, found out that this guy is subverting the right. And Ian, I'm going to have you take it over because you did all the work here. But I think I would have found out on my show if he would have come on. And he's yet to come on. I'm still unblocked, as I know. And he said he might come on sometime. He asked for a link to the show. I sent him a link to the show, and he probably listened to it and was like, this guy is just the worst because he can't beat me in debate. I guarantee it. I come off as such a crass individual and all of that. But if you really want to have a debate, anybody, please, I'm not just the Twitter guy or the Facebook guy doing this. I'm actually, or the guy on my show yelling, I will fucking wreck you. And I will be very calm while I do it. So, Ian, by all means, please expose Horace Towns, the cuck fucking piece of shit liar that he is.
Yeah, so he claims to be a black Republican. It's on his website. It's on his Twitter. He ran for city council where he lives.
He lives. Can I say that he lives in a small district in a part of Palm Beach that is filled with? It's only a population of less than 30,000 people, predominantly African Americans, and he couldn't win.
Right. Yeah, he got 9% of the vote.
It's a failure.
He calls himself the Black Republican, and he ran as non-party, according to the League of Women Voters flyer that they handed out. Because it lists, city of Rivera Beach, running for mayor, this guy Republican, this guy incumbent Democrat, and so on, so on, so on. And his is no party, NP, right next to his name. And then you go to the Florida registration, and Florida is one of the few states that actually tell you what someone's party affiliation is. I don't know why. I think it's Florida. There's a handful of states, Florida, Alabama, a couple of them. And, went digging, and party affiliation, independent. So he is not the Black Republican. He's the Black Independent. So let's be honest, right?
He's a black piece of shit.
And what about all of his Bernie support as well?
Oh, yeah. The guy was a huge Bernie fan. If you go, I went to his Facebook. Let's see here. I archived all this, so he could delete it if he wants. I have it.
Because being a socialist is the furthest thing from being a Republican that you can get. Like, we're hopefully going to be putting out shirts soon. I don't know if it's too late to announce this. I need to figure this out. Or at least I am. I don't know if they're going to support me in this. But how many of you would buy a shirt for just at cost? I don't need your fucking money. I just want you to wear the shirt that just says, Genocide the Marxists.
I'd wear it.
That's what I want. Genocide the Marxists, right to Bryden New Media Central. That's what I want. Just on the back there. And hopefully going to be putting out, and this wasn't my idea, bottom for Bryden bumper stickers. So
I like that. Bro, Horace Towns, you want to know how many votes he got in his his election?
How many?
617 votes.
Yeah, 9%, right?
Yes.
That's still a surprising amount. I didn't know. How many Facebook friends does he have? Because I don't think it's 619.
300. I'm on it right now. His archive, as of when I archived it, 347 people. So he doubled his Facebook friends at least.
What do you think his campaign fucking speeches and slogan? I don't think he did. I think he just put his name on there, and there was a sign that said Horace Towns. I'm black.
Yeah, I'm the Black Republican.
Maybe.
Let me see. I'm looking at it. Let me see. Pitch photos. Let's see what the photos say.
Well, he ignored all of your emails, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I sent 3 emails, two to 2 different email addresses. So if one got shot back, or he wasn't paying attention to it. So I sent 2 to 2 emails, and then I copy and pasted the body of the 2 emails on his webpage, and through that contact box, threw it in there. And then you contacted him through Twitter. So technically, we've contacted him 4 times to give comment about it, and he's not commented on any of this.
I tweeted him. I tried to DM him. As far as I know, I'm still not blocked. He's largely just ignored all of this. I want to go on record saying that I didn't instigate anything.
No, that's my fault.
I never tweeted any of my anti-Black Lives Matters things at him, anything like that. He just, I guess, saw it and decided that it would be very professional to block me and fuck up my show.
Right.
And, I reached out to New Media Central, and not even in an asking way. I was like, dude, this is hilarious, but this is fucked up. And asked if he was available for comment. I don't know. He's a very unprofessional individual, and I can't stand Horace Towns. In fact, I love the memes that I saw with Horace Towns. Republican in the streets, Sanders in the sheets. Oh no, Sanders in the streets, Republican in the sheets.
Yeah, Horace 9% Towns.
Let me. You know what? I'm starting to feel a little bit okay about Horace and his voting because I'm looking at other districts in the area, and there's a little town called Jupiter, and there's this guy Todd Wodrowska, I think you would pronounce his name. He wins mayor with 8,280 votes, 100% of the votes. His opponent Keats Soder. 0%, 0 votes.
How's that even possible? That's like Saddam Hussein, election.
So maybe Jupiter, Florida is a dictatorship.
I think it might be. I think we found where Saddam Hussein, they stashed him because they really didn't kill him. They put him in Jupiter, Florida.
Oh, God, Alex Jones, get the fuck out of here.
Todd would
Saddam Hussein! Did you know Saddam Hussein is in Jupiter, Florida? It's a dictatorship, for God's sakes. We can't let this happen in our own country. Building 7, thermite. Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. Ah.
Oh, fuck.
I need to look into this. I got to do some investigative reporting.
On Saddam Hussein being in Jupiter, Florida?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the guy himself that won. I think it was a runoff election. Maybe I don't know. That still wouldn't.
8,000 votes? How do you 8,000 votes?
8,000 to 0.
The guy didn't even vote for himself? Is that what you're saying?
What is that guy? Was a fucking loser.
He's like, I'm running, but I don't like myself very much. He's an ex-cutter. He has self-mutilation marks all over his arms. He just hates himself. He just votes for the other guy. That's
great.
how cucked he is.
Holy shit.
He didn't even vote for himself. What's
cutter.
wrong with people? But yeah, Horace Towns' Facebook page is full of Bernie stuff, and towards the end of his pictures, there's a lot of campaign stuff on there. You know, vote Horace Towns, elect Horace Towns, and I guess all that stuff didn't help. I mean, at least he didn't get 0%, and he voted for himself. Hopefully.
Well, I will say, because I know we're wrapping this up here, I will say that Horace Towns is welcome to come on my show anytime he would like. I would like this to be a little bit more known that Horace Towns seems to be subverting the right-wing base with his. We've got a conservative problem in the right, and a lot of that ends up being race pandering. And I think that maybe he's a smart guy who knows that. And he just happened to get in with the wrong people, and me being kind of the wrong people would kind of hurt that, and maybe that's why he canceled. Because if he really wants to come on and debate the tactic, as we were supposed to do, the tactics of Black Lives Matter, I'm willing to do that with anybody. Anybody, I don't care what your race is, I don't care what your gender is, I'm willing to do that. Horace is a fat piece of shit who is saving up for his first tie.
As someone that dresses sharply, what do you think of his suits? Do you think, are they Sears or Barney's or Brooks Brothers? What do you think?
You can't afford Brooks Brothers.
No.
It's I'm not going to make fun of people's suits. No, yeah, I'm not going to make fun of people's suits.
Why not? It's fun.
Well, because anybody that's in a suit, cheap or expensive, I'm just happy they're doing it.
They're trying.
Because that's the way men should dress, is in suits. If you go out into public, you should wear a suit. Men, I'm talking to you right now, and I swear I'm going to do a whole show. All of my listeners are going to go, he's not talking about the Jews. What's going on? And I'm going to go, no.
It's 1960, everybody. It's 1960. No.
Yeah, wear a fucking suit. Wear a fucking suit. It makes you look professional. There's certain psychological benefits to wearing a suit. It makes you more confident when you dress up. What happened to women actually putting on makeup that didn't make them look like raccoons? What happened to men wearing suits and ties? Go ahead and do that. I realize many of you might work office jobs and you don't like that, but wear a fucking suit. So I'm not going to trash Horace's suit. I'm happy he's wearing one in that picture, and I would guarantee he doesn't wear one
trash
often.
His face. Can we trash his face?
If you Google search Horace Towns, the first picture that pops up, he has a fucked up eye. Like his eyes are uneven. He has a stroke face.
He's not coming on your show, Brian. Sorry. If he hears this.
That's fine. I have Ariana fucking Rollins coming on tomorrow, so I don't give a shit. I got way bigger fish to fry than fucking Horace
Dude,
Towns.
it looks like he had a stroke. Like he has a droopy stroke face, like Greta Van Susteren or something.
This is the Black Republican. He's the Black Van Susteren.
Leave Greta out of this. Come on. She's a fellow traveler.
With that, we have to wrap up. Again, Bryden, thanks for coming on. You can catch him on his show, Right to Bryden, newmediacentral.net. You can find him on Twitter, @Bryden's Not Funny. You can go to his website, BrydenProctor.com, for all things Bryden. We will be hopefully working on these T-shirts. We're revamping the website's design. We're kind of doing a little bit of a marketing shift, but whatever. Who cares about that? Make sure you check out Bryden, Right to Bryden. Brian, once your shows come out every Sunday, and when you feel like it, sometimes Thursdays.
Thursdays, yes. And I wanted to go ahead and add, please go ahead and go to my Twitter page. I have a funny little slideshow video of a song that you should hear. #Free Milo.
Okay, fair enough. All right, everybody. And Brian, thanks for coming on.
And that was Bryden Proctor from BrydenProctor.com. He is a contributor here at New Media Central, and he is a friend of mine. I still haven't changed my status, even though he said that we are in a what is that, a civil union? I think he wrote.
Well, I think you're in a polyamorous relationship, technically, because you're married, and then you gay married him.
No, he
a polyamorous, gay, polygamous relationship.
Well, anyway. Bryden Proctor.
A lot of shit. Damn, Bryden. So, I'm looking at my TV right now while we're doing this, and I see Bill Clinton speaking. I don't know what he's saying because I obviously have the volume off, so I can do our little podcast
here, let me put
at my mom's basement.
Let me put the volume up real quick so we can listen to him.
Okay.
Qualifications.
Rape, murder, arson, and rape.
You said rape twice.
I like rape.
Wow, I can't believe he actually said that in front of all those people.
It was like really quiet too. The crowd didn't even react.
Yeah. I guess they don't care if he's a rapist. Now, this obviously is allegedly that, I mean, he did use power. We do know for a fact that the modern definition of rape, is if you use power or a position of authority to, I guess, quote-unquote, seduce a woman like he did with Monica Lewinsky and the cigars in the Oval Office and all that. So by that standards, he would be a rapist, correct?
Correct.
Would Kurt Cobain agree?
Kurt Cobain would, and I even think Cocaine Kurt would. You think
Cocaine and Kurt Cobain? You just gotta choke her criminally, but not savagely, I guess. So, what's the list up to of what we think, or who we think Clinton allegedly raped?
As far as I know right now, I mean, of course you have Monica Lewinsky, Juanita Broderick, Kathleen Willey, Paula Jones, Jennifer Flowers. You have what's her name at Oxford University, Eileen Wellstone.
J.K. Rowling's. What?
Eileen Wellstone.
Oh,
yeah. He his stain is in one of her original manuscripts of
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah, Eileen Wellstone. You have Elizabeth Ward Grayson. Sally Perdue.
How many people are
Connie
still
Hamsey. Lincola Sullivan. Yeah, so
he
I'm
raped
sure
a lot of
there's
bitches, allegedly.
Allegedly,
Okay, like I said, with Kurt and rapey Bill Clinton, you gotta say alleged. Well, Roger Stone and Alex Jones walk around with a Bill Clinton rape shirt. They don't get in trouble, so do we have to say allegedly?
No, why not?
Yeah, fuck that. He's a rapist. Bill Clinton raped women. Not even alleged. Fuck that.
Maybe we can't get in trouble because we could just say it was all jokes.
Yeah, we're comedians. We're not serious.
Just like
not
Kurt.
even comedians.
We're comedians.
Have you done a day of stand-up in your life?
No.
Like on stage, brick wall behind you at like the Ha Ha Hut or whatever? Never, right?
No, and no, I've never tried stand-up.
Yeah, neither have I.
Neither
Thank
has
God.
Kurt Metzger.
Yeah, Kurt Metzger has never done stand-up either.
No, he just stands up and says other people's jokes.
I can't believe he stole the Snoke joke. Going back to that again on Twitter. He's going to respond. He's going to call Donald Trump isn't Hitler. He's more like Snoke. Oh, my God. I understand people say things, but that... Did he Google before he said that? Oh, let me see a good comeback about Hitler and Trump. What an asshole. Seriously. I don't know what Hollywood does to these people, but it turns them into, like, vagina fucking assholes. And he does have that podcast, Race Wars podcast. So if this does get to him, we're probably looking at a little radio war.
Now, was Amy Schumer's show on Comedy Central?
Yes.
Because I see a pattern with everybody that hosts on that channel.
Like what? Mind of Mencia? You mean? You going there?
Well, joke thieves.
Joke thieves? Yeah, joke
and
thievery.
Unfunny liberals. And
Joke thievery.
SJWs.
Leibowitz. Yeah. Yeah, I mean... Try
really
to, like, they don't really have, I guess... Like, Joe Rogan would be the closest thing to, like, a normal comedian. Like, he's not conservative by any means. He's just a comedian. Like, these fuckers have like, agendas. Like, Mark Maron has a fucking agenda. But let's get away from these fuckers and let's talk about something fucking serious. Which we kind of did with Bill Clinton raping women. It's pretty serious. But, apparently, allegedly, someone was Vince Fostered. The person's definitely dead.
I don't think it's alleged.
No. It's allegedly he was Vince Fostered.
Well, I don't
meaning
think
that the Clintons killed him. So
don't
let's
think
get
it's
into the
alleged.
story because people might not know what we're talking about. 27-year-old DNC staffer Seth Rich shot and killed in Northwest D.C. This happened July 10th or 11th, right? So the mother made a comment to the police to the media. She said they took his life for literally no reason. They didn't finish robbing him. They just took his life, Mary Rich continued. They hurt the community, and they hurt the long-term possibility of what he could have done. So basically, he was murdered. He was talking on the phone with his girlfriend when she heard noise on Rich's end of the line, Mary Rich said. Her son told his girlfriend not to worry about it. There had been a struggle. His hands were bruised, his knees were bruised, his face is bruised, and yet he had 2 shots to his back, and yet they never took anything. Bro, that sounds like straight-up execution. So if you're struggling with a guy with a gun, right? Where are they going to shoot you?
Back.
No, I'm saying, you're face-to-face with someone.
I know.
You know what I mean? They're going to shoot you in the front.
Yeah, like...
how the hell did that happen?
Like the, what's his name in Florida?
Trayvon.
Yeah, they struggled, and he was shot in the front.
Yeah. So either he was trying to run away, or he was straight up hitman execution.
I mean, you can even go to, what's his name, Michael Brown. His mother is speaking at the convention.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He rushed the cop.
Yeah.
After trying to wrestle the cop for his gun while he was still in the car. He was shot in the front. He wasn't shot in the back with his hands up.
Right. But the point of the story is a DNC staffer.
Yes.
A little bit over a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago, was killed in D.C. Now, this DNC staffer, Seth Rich, seemed to be a good boy from Nebraska. I think he worked on Bill. I looked at his LinkedIn earlier. He worked on Nelson's campaign, senator from Nebraska. And, he just seemed like a good kid. There's a picture of him with, like, the American flag shirt on with, like, I guess for 4th of July, like, American flag shirt on, like, a American flag muscle pants from, like, the 90s and American flag sunglasses. He looks like a good kid, a good kid. He's 27, but looked like a good guy. He was from Omaha. And it just sounds suspicious because DNC staffer with access to voter information and access to DNC data, killed, and then a couple weeks later, email dump. I mean, it's total conjecture. The media is saying Russia. However, I'm gonna go out there and say possibly Vince fostered, or another way you could go about this is he went to the Russians to give the Russians the information for the Russians to leak it, and then the Russians killed him, so he wouldn't say anything. So there's a few ways this can go. You could go really out there, kind of out there, or it's a complete coincidence. I'm kind of in the middle where he was Vince fostered. What about you, Sal?
I need some conspiracy music here.
What do we got?
I don't know.
Can we just get Alex Jones yelling in the background?
We did that on the last show.
Oh, we did? Damn it. Let's keep doing it. It's hilarious.
I mean, it's all stuff that doesn't sound too far-fetched.
Right, it's plausible. It's not like, 9/11 conspiracy theories. It's, guy's dead, DNC staffer with access to everything. It's not, like I said, it's not lizard people conspiracy theory. The guy was shot, looks, in the back, boom, boom, 2 shots, and kill switch, kind of like Rorschach in The Watchmen. Before he dies, he dropped off his information to the newspaper. Boom. Email dump. So, maybe it took a couple weeks for him to verify everything at WikiLeaks. Maybe he had to, maybe that's why there's Russian fingerprints on it, because he had to go through some Russian channels to get it to Julian Assange. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
So maybe he couldn't go right to him. So I don't know. Who knows? But it seems really suspicious.
It does.
The guy with all that access is dead. You got the X-Files music? Pull that in.
That sounds like some suspenseful conspiracy type music.
It's X-Files.
I've never watched the X-Files.
What?
Yeah.
I love the X-Files. One of my favorite shows of all time. I didn't like the new season, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, so,
I want to do an X-Files solo show by myself. And maybe my friend Erin. Erin loves the X-Files, my friend Erin.
Nice.
So maybe I'll do a show with her about the X-Files. We'll talk about the X-Files for 5 hours. But, so yeah, I think more than a coincidence.
Now, when you describe this guy with the the American flag shirts, and he doesn't sound like a DNC staffer to me.
Well, there's Democrats everywhere, even in the heartland.
Yeah, but
and like one of the people described him as very honest. So I'm like he might be the type of guy that wanted to be a whistleblower and wanted to get this out there. They found out, boom, boom, dead.
You got caught up.
But anyway, I think we gotta wrap things up, right? On that note, sad, terrible note. Yeah, we need to do more shows or something. Because even though we wanted to break it up and do shorter shows, we're doing shorter shows, but combined they're longer than what we were doing before. So it's not working. So
nope.
So yeah, let's close. You got the music? Pull it up. Punch it up. There we go. So, Sal, do you have anything to say before I go into the plugs?
Go to New Media Central.
That's part of the plugs. Calm down.
And
I got that.
Support us.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you take 10 seconds and give us 5 stars on iTunes. It helps us spread our message, whatever that may be. NewMediaCentral.net is our home. New Media Central is an independent network of new and younger conservative and libertarian voices. Find informative news, commentary, and thought-provoking podcasts like this one. We are growing rapidly, and since New Media Central is independent of political action committee and mainstream media influence, we appreciate any help you can get. You can give. So on our website, newmediacentral.net, there's a link to our Patreon. So if you go there, give a $1 or $2. It'd be nice.
Give me money.
If you give Sal, do you know I wrote a book?
Oh my God, you wrote a book.
I wrote a book, Sal. So
You're
check this out.
J.K.
Special
Rowling.
offer. What?
You're a regular J.K. Rowling.
I'm a J.K. Rowling, J.D. Salinger, Ernest Hemingway, fucking Bert and Ernie. Now check it out. Give $3 or more a month, and I will give you a PDF of my book, Broken Volume 1. Now, if you don't want to give $3 a month and you just want to buy my book, Broken Volume 1, it can be purchased on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. both in ebook formats and Kindle and Nook and iBook and pretty much every major platform you can buy a book on. But give $3, you get to email the PDF. I think that's the best way to go about that. It's poetry. So if you like poetry, check it out.
This is unheard of. I've never seen anything like this. No deals like this. Did you ever see Edgar Allan Poe do anything like this?
No, Edgar Allan Poe was too busy drinking to make deals.
Yeah, man.
You know, everyone was all poets are drunk and betting on horses in California. But anyway, I want to thank Bryden Proctor for coming on. You go to his Twitter. Bryden's not funny, which is untrue because I think he's pretty funny. You could go to New Media Central for the shows to get more information about him. Check out our Twitters. You can find me at Ian D. Erickson. Sal, what's your new Twitter handle? Do you have one yet?
It's still Liberty by Logic.
You can find Sal at Liberty by Logic, but I think we're going to be doing a poll where he's going to change his name, so you can vote in that poll at Liberty by Logic or at Ian D. Erickson. I'll retweet it. You can go check out the show at Patriarchy Show, and you can follow the whole network at New Media Central. Also, I want to talk about heartofamarine.org, heartofamarine.org. The Heart of a Marine Foundation is a nonprofit organization that provides comfort, support, financial assistance, and educational resources to improve the quality of life of military personnel in all branches of the United States Armed Forces, including veterans and their families. And with that, Sal, do we have anything else to say? Oh, next week's shows, again, the same schedule, Saturday, Wednesday they will be released. We're going to do an all-female cast. We have coming on, I just did a stream with her last night on Feminist Flow's YouTube channel, Jessie X. Jessie X is a gamer girl, e-girl. She's pretty well-versed in feminism and how to counteract feminist arguments. So that should be interesting because we really haven't talked about feminism on the Patriarchy Show, which is, I don't know, whatever. Who else are we having on, Sal?
The God, what does she call herself?
I don't know.
God Emperor. She changes her name.
Supreme Meme Queen? I don't know. Let me see. Tisha. God Queen Tisha. At God Queen Tisha on Twitter. She'll be on. She's a contributor, copy editor, kind of catch-all for NewMediaCentral.net. She's in like the Maryland Writer Club. She wants to be a doctor and a lawyer and a president at the same time, I think. I don't know. All these smart freaking kids that we got working for us.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. So Saturday show, Wednesday show, Patreon, my book, heartofmarine.org. Sal, anything?
Bill Clinton's a rapist.
Bill Clinton's a rapist. And with that, we're out. Bye.